The following podcast has been rated R. You've been warned. Welcome to the greatest DC Legends podcast in human history. Well, okay, maybe not. But stick around anyway, because we're going to have some fun. You know me, I'm the AB. And along with my crew, we'll talk DCL and everything else in between. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Atlantis After Dark. Hello, and welcome. You found your way to our humble little podcast. Thank you so much for being with us today, and what a day you picked to join us on this beautiful halfway point between Unwed Father's Day and the 4th of July, which, as you know by now, will be raid weekend. Double your pleasure, double your fun. You can be grilling and killing the bosses, while neighborhood kids try to figure out a way to blow their fingers off in the name of Star-Spangled Freedom. It's going to be a hell of a time, kids. On deck today, a quick announcement regarding our 1-year anniversary coming up in September. We're all excited for that. Biff will update us on the Biffed Challenge. We will preview raids, take a look at Siege. We have a new sponsor today. It's all coming in hot, so let's get into it. First up, the mere sight of Yvonne Craig as Batgirl made him feel funny in his pants. Coincidentally, it's also the same day he discovered why it isn't good to shit yourself in public. It's Biffed by Adam West. How's it going, pal?
It's going good. That is actually a true story. My little 7-year-old me told my mom that Batgirl made me feel funny in my pants.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Things I wish I didn't know 10 seconds ago. Okay. All right. On deck, this man is so old. When he was a kid, rainbows were in black and white. Plus, he looks like something I drew with my left hand, for God's sakes. It's Retmus. What's the scoop, pal?
Oh, same old. I'm doing pretty decent. Hope everybody's having a good time. Glad to be here.
See, I hit you with some hardcore stuff, and you come back with nice. Come on. All right. Last but not least, from the hidden isle of Themyscira, if roads were paved with dicks, she would figure out a way to walk on her ass. It's Witty Amazon. I know you're upset with Steve for changing the raid schedule, aren't you? Oh.
Yeah, a little bit. He screwed me up last time, and he's just doing it again.
He's got it out for you.
Well, you gotta work it out.
Yeah. No Black Flash today. He's taking his kids for a swim in the water park. All the best to him and his family as they hopefully do not require hepatitis shots when they come back. All right. Couple of things to get to before we dive into content. A couple of things. WB Reeves, I thought we had a good thing going, you and I. Earlier this week, I told Joker to give you my love. And do you guys know what she told me? Or what actually he said she told me in response?
What?
She said, tell that hippie motherfucker to eat shit and shove his wretched-looking cat up his ass.
Ouch.
Now, I know.
I don't know.
Poor cat.
That sounds more like a Joker than a WB Reeves.
Why doesn't she like your cat?
I don't know. I am saddened.
Maybe she's a dog person.
Well,
I am a dog person.
I'm a dog person, but I wouldn't tell him to stick his cat up his ass. That's a bit strong.
You know what the saddest part about all of it is? I was going to ask her to go on a trip to the Poconos with me. I mean, Lake Harmony, Big Boulder Ski Resort, the works. I had a little love nest set up, classy place. Coin-operated bed, heart-shaped hot tub, the whole works. I mean, women can't resist that shit, right, Witty? Hey-o! No, in all seriousness, shout out to the Joker for the work he does in helping the community stay informed. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Zuzu and Halara over at DCL4E. I won a pop-up trivia challenge this week, which I thought was fun in a nice way to take a break while I was on lunch. It was totally spontaneous. I just happened to be surfing the server when he made that announcement, so it kind of worked out in my favor. It was all DC trivia, which I think I'm fairly up to speed on, but I don't know everything. But I had some deadly competition from both Trench Abyss and Comical Cushion, and they should get props too. If you haven't done so, check them out over there at Discord. They are DCL4E.
Yeah, and also they just wrapped up another contest, the cutest DC pet, and that was a lot of fun too. Speaking of your cat, which WB Reeves must not have voted for you, but I think you came in 4th or 5th.
Right.
We had Black Flash with his dog and cat together. He came in 3rd, I believe. And there was a dog, I forget the name, but there was a dog with a crypto
Sparky.
cape that came in 2nd. And the winner, though, of the cutest DC pet ever is my dog, Mo. The beagle who was playing with his favorite toy, Harley Quinn, and had his Batman costume in one of the collage pictures. And fun fact, my dog is not a destructive dog, but any stuffed toys he destroys within 1 hour. Everything else, he's never eaten a cushion, he's never knocked over a garbage can. He's just the sweetest, nicest dog. But for some reason, stuffed toys, he just wants to destroy them as quick as he can. I gave him Harley Quinn, a stuffed Harley Quinn last Christmas. He walks around with that thing like it's his best friend. He will not. He will not rip it. He will not destroy it. And so he is the cutest DC pet, and he won, which I knew he would.
And yes, and congratulations, Biff.
Yes,
Mo is
yes.
an incredible pupster.
Yes, he is. And shout out again to DC L4E for fun contests. I know they have something else coming up. So we'll look out for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And pay attention for those pop-up trivia challenges. They are quite fun. Last but not least, I want to let everyone know that here in September, Double AD will officially be 1 year old. And we want to let you guys know that we're already hard at work because there are a lot of cool things you won't want to miss coming up at the end of September. I can't stress enough, we're going to be doing some super cool things, some giveaways for the community. We have some unique and fun things you're not going to get anywhere else, folks. Stick around because it's going to be fantabulous. Are we getting a cake? Are we hiring like entertainment? I mean, I think I know a clown we can hire, but I don't know if
If he's busy.
right. He may be a little busy at the moment. But yeah, no. We are looking forward to bringing that to you guys. All the best. And that's it. All right. Is everybody ready?
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Let's get into some DCO. Now, before we touch on raids, let's briefly gloss over that wonderful update that caused a lot of problems for so many people. I was fortunate because I don't think it affected me, and I'm happy about that. But apparently it affected both iOS and Android users, and it's messed with the graphics. Retmus, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I can speak from my experience on Android. I never got any of like the black screen or it not loading. My game did load in. I haven't had any trouble with that, but I have noticed a lot of graphic distortion in it. To what it looks like to me is, I think I've narrowed it down to probably two possibilities. There's shadows that are messed up. There's special effects that are messed up. Like if you play a Superboy and you shoot out a heat beam, it'll show like 4 of them all over the screen and they're real big. And so what I'm thinking is either they corrupted or miscoded their shader, which displays the pixels on the screen, or they could also have their frame buffer, which actually scans the screen and for height, so it allows shadows to be placed on the screen. So it's a combination of one of those, or it might be both, or they just completely screwed something up.
Wow.
But I sent a picture in the chat room to show you like one of the glitches on the moon. There's like a big black splotch over top.
Yeah, look at that.
And if you look on certain stages, you'll see black spots, or take Stripe, for example. When he jumps in the air, his shadow becomes like super huge and like covers like the whole screen when he jumps. But the characters themselves look okay, but I have noticed the lighting on the characters are distorted a little bit. Like there's brighter spots on an arm or a real dark spot on a leg.
Sure.
And there's a thing called Fong shading or lighting, which makes it look like it's glossy, like a toy. I've noticed that gloss look is messed up a little bit on some of the characters as well.
Wow.
The only thing I understood or maybe they just really screwed something up. The rest of it, I thought was in some IT language. And I heard Stripe. And by the way, I definitely didn't see any Stripe distortions, because I don't think I've seen that guy in PvP since, other than volleyball.
Yeah, well, he was one of the characters for the Alliance points, so that's why I played him to get some points. But whenever he does, I think it's his third, where he does that big jump in the air, it caused like a distortion on the ground. And try Superboy.
I've been using Superboy, and I haven't seen anything on Android. I did not see one bit of anything. I think I had one out of sync.
Okay.
That's it. I'm extremely lucky.
Yeah.
I haven't had any issues either. So.
Yeah.
And you're Android too, right, Reddy?
Android as well, yeah.
Yep.
My theory on this, I'm glad Redmus has all the technical language, but I just thought they would maybe try to fix Terra's ankle and screwed everything else up. Maybe that was it.
That's what happened.
That's my take on it. I can't be as technical as he is.
One thing I was surprised at was so many people not being able to log into the game and losing their minds. I lost ground in Siege during this. I actually thought I was going to make up some room, because I figured some people would.
Right.
Because I never lost access. I never missed a match or whatever. And somehow the last 3, since the update, I've dropped 20 places. I was just.
Do you suppose it's because
I was trying to?
I was just going to ask.
Bringing your bonus tunes and actually winning the matches?
Yeah.
Because that's all it takes.
I know. Yeah. I learned that when M4 was here. It's bonus tunes and win.
Don't lose.
Don't lose in bonus tunes. So yes, I've done all that, but I figured with a good amount of the population down on the game, that I could, with my non-technical issues, I could take advantage of that. But I've just pretty much stayed in the same spot.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is I wonder if it's like people who aren't affected and can still get into the game are basically doing the game equivalent of panic buying toilet paper. Just mashing buttons on as many games as they can play, just in case they get locked out tomorrow. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that one. All right. It is unfortunate, but sometimes that kind of sort of thing happens. Let's talk about raids. The tunes are out once again. You could say that they're trash tunes. Ares is okay. Maybe Blackfire will be okay, but we all know that we're probably going to wind up using the same old tunes. So I want to take a step back from discussing it like we usually do, and I want to take a look at this from the perspective of a player who, quite frankly, may be depending on these bonus tunes to score big in raids. I'm talking about newer and mid-tier level players who might have a scarce few of these characters because some of them aren't farmable, And I know we brought it up briefly last time as an afterthought, but it did get me to thinking about ways we can explore this from a more practical standpoint. Let's say you had to rely on these tunes, right? Go ahead and on the fly, just tell me how you would rank these characters in terms of getting the most out of raids, because I think there are some out there who would still greatly benefit from having this knowledge ahead of Wednesday. And I'd like to say, Witty, since you are our comp champion, our reigning raid comp champion, what do you think? And then we'll open it up to the panel. Well, I think you are. I don't think I get any argument from that either.
Nope, none at
for
all.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, from a mid game perspective, from all those tunes, Jericho is the one who's the most formable. I mean, he's the freebie of the month, so everybody should
Yep.
have him.
Yep.
As well as Starfire and Terra, because they've had PvPs recently. Starfire is just finishing up her PvP tomorrow, so everybody should have them, have their shards available. I think those three are, the most available right now. That shot hired gun has been a staple since the game began, so he's also available on the alliance packs as well. But being a 2x, I don't think he's gonna be awesome. But
Yeah.
those three are, I think those four I think are the more easy to farm. Um, Blackfire, I think she's gonna be good for the raids, but it's a bit of an issue because you have to do well in siege to get her shards. So if you don't buy her packs, you have to be, at least top 550 to get her to L1, I think, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm not sure, but to get her at a usable state, you need to go pretty high up in siege. So I don't think it's gonna be that easy. Ares is also in the alliance pack, so I would say he's pretty easy to farm as well. Spectre, Atom, and Metallo are not as easy to get right now, so those are the ones I
Right.
would invest. But out of all of them, I think Ares, Jericho, and Starfire would be the easiest ones to get and to use.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would actually tend to agree with that. I think I spoiled my opinion of
Yeah.
it when I said Ares and Blackfire were going to be okay for the raid. But yeah, nonetheless, I wholeheartedly agree with that. What say you, Biff?
So yeah, I think all 3 5 times could be a factor. Metallo, if you have them, to Woody's point, Blackfire, if you did well in Siege, which our own Woody Amazon I saw earlier in the 80s, which I think is her
Ooh.
highest finish.
Nice.
So congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Still trying to hold on.
You're doing a good job. You're
That's fantastic.
way ahead of me. But I'm probably one of the few that has, Ares L5 and level 80 and maxed out. I put a question mark by him. I don't, even at that level, I don't know if he's going to be viable for the old standbys, the dark sides, Lois, Arcus, all the non-bonus tunes. But I think if you're looking, if you have them and you're relying on bonus tunes, I think all five times could be okay. I think Starfire is very viable at 3 times. Atom could be 40 times and it wouldn't matter.
Absolutely.
And they could pull the old Batman trick, give him a 10 time, and who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the 2 times, as Woody said, 2 times is, I mean, we know most people have Deadshot,
Right.
and he can help crit on first move, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terra
Yeah.
has a decent AoE.
For
but
lower
Starfire
level players,
can
they won't be able to do much damage on days 3 and
Mhm.
4. So I would recommend Terra regardless of being a 2x, because she's going to be useful for PvP and whatever. So for them, playing mostly days 1 and 2, Terra and Starfire will be amazing, guaranteed.
Good both. I mean, well, Starfire, tremendous AoE, but Terra, very good double shot AoE too. So getting rid of minions and things along those lines.
Yeah. Yeah. Retmus, do you have anything to add to that, pal?
I pretty much agree with everything that was said. If
Yeah.
you just take a look at all the tunes themselves, technically none of the tunes are farmable tunes. I mean, you can get, hired gun and Ares from the Alliance, packs and stuff like that. But I mean, it's hard for newer players to be able to perform in anything anyway. Just like when they say, you can be level 50 to compete in this, but you can't even beat the first stage, like in
Right.
in the Nightmare Challenge, for example. You know, so it's just like it's kind of like that catch 22. You know, it's uh, if you're a beginner and you're first starting off, you would be able to have the hired gun for crit first round, and then you're going to hopefully have Terra and Starfire from like how Witty said the PvPs recently. That would help those characters crit. And Starfire, if she nukes and she crits on her nuke, that's going to help them out. You know, first day, second day, but that's about it for them, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sounds like we're all on the same page with regards to that. So,
I think just overall, I'm just done with the bonus characters.
Yeah.
It's I don't even care anymore. Like,
yeah,
because to me it's all relative. Because if let's say they release like the Dark Side Lois one, where 5 times 3 times like really good characters as bonus. Well, you know what? From the Alliance perspective, it just jumps the amount of points you're going to need.
right.
Like the lowest Dark Side raid, we needed 1 billion to finish top 50.
Right.
But the next one that had trash tunes, we needed 500,000.
Right.
So who cares? Like, it's all going to be
Yeah.
relative. If you have a couple good tunes, it'll help you individually. But from an Alliance perspective, the level of tunes reflect the score you need to reach where you want to go anyway.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in a way, you put it in such a way that makes me almost think of it like it's just a rubber stamp. I mean, it's just it's just a cog at this point. It's just another cog in the game. It's just another thing, another exercise that we all have to go through.
Because
that's depressing to think
as the
of.
person that monitors. Yeah, but when I monitor when we pull the plug, because we're top 50 Alliance, we're generally in the teens, and then sometimes Saturday afternoon we pull the plug and just say, hey, take the rest of your Alliance raid weekend off. So I look at the scores all the time, and as I said, we've pulled the plug as low as 475 and as high as almost reset in the board. So it's
Right.
it's just
Right.
it's all due to what characters they have. So
Sure.
either way, it's the same thing. You
Yeah.
either have 500,000 at 4:00 on Saturday, or you have 950,000 at 4:00 on Saturday, if you got good tunes.
Yeah. It's depressing to think of. But you know what isn't depressing to think of, even though raids are for the 4th of July for those of us over here in America. It's good news to know that we can take a break on that day and enjoy some fireworks and some delicious hot dogs from our brand new sponsor, Roscoe's. Let's go ahead and give that a shot. We'll be right back. Double AD.
Hey girl, when your man can't satisfy you, there's only one place you need to be, and that's Roscoe's. That's right, coming at you with our brand new hormone-free, all-natural 12-inch beef sausage for your ass. That's right, girl, your mouth will be filled with our sticky, gooey, creamy Roscoe sauce that we put on every 12-inch sausage just for you. And don't worry, fellas, we haven't forgot about you. Trialing our brand new soapy, soaking, wet Roscoe's roast beef tacos, dipped in our brand new silky smooth Roscoe sauce. That's right, fellas. Come on down tonight and try Roscoe's tacos, baby. And don't forget, ladies, for every 12-inch sausage, we include a side order of our delicious Rum diddly umption. Roscoe sauce. We'll leave the light on for you, baby. Roscoe's always there when you need us. Yeah, baby.
And we're back with more Double AD, being joined here by Retmus BF. No, I'm sorry. Retmus Biff. I screwed that up. I called you BF. I'm so sorry, Biff.
That's okay.
Oh my God. No, it's not okay. I'm sorry I called you Black Flash. And and Witty Amazon.
No, Black Flash won't be in the same room with me for some time. He's been a ghost.
Yeah. We don't know why.
Was that Beatus White?
That was Beatus
white.
White. That was Beatus coming in with the Roscoe's hot dogs.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, if we can have Subway, might as well go to the Roscoe's for it.
All beef 12-inch sausage. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, on the subject of 12-inch sausages, Biff, why don't you give us a quick update on your Biffed Biff by Biffster Bifforama challenge?
Yeah, so this last challenge, I screwed the pooch. I'm still learning. I'm not afraid to admit when it missed the mark. But we still had some great performances. It looks like, we still have a few hours left, but it looks like Boomstam from the Owls is clear, going to be the clear winner. And this is the first time we have a second place. It looks like Merciless from 1500 will place again, unless something crazy happens. If when I refresh my Siege board, I'm lucky enough to have Hate Mail and Witty on it. I will, when I collect my 25 bonus, I'll just refresh it to take 20 points and steal second place from Merciless. But but I'll have to get lucky for that. But yeah, so I made it pretty hard. I made it pretty hard on people that not having a lot of good characters. As I said, none of them were in my overall top 50, and against the current meta, it was just a real bear. So I'm going to, in the next couple days, and I apologize, but I'll hit an everyone on the AAD server and announce when it starts. It'll probably start Tuesday or Wednesday, but the next one's going to be really fun, and everyone will be able to participate. I'll put the rules up. They're going to be very similar, with a couple changes. So this one, no one's going to complain about characters available. Our best Biff challenge was the Legion of Doom challenge, and everyone loved that. So I'm doubling down on that, and this will be the challenge of the Super Friends. The Super Friends versus the Legion of Doom challenge. So you will have all of the members of the Legion of Doom. You'll have all of the members of the Super Friends from that TV series that are in the game. There's a lot of them on the Super Friends side that are not. But I believe it's 20 characters in total you'll have. The rules will be the same with only one extra special bonus. We generally have it where, what's that? Yeah, no, if you could find Apache Chief or Toy Man,
right, Toy
you
Man,
get really big bonuses.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but the real, we always have it gated by some of the top alliances is the people you're going to attack. We're going to have that again, but I'm doing a special one here. If you can find any team that's made up of 100% Super Friends or 100% Legion of Doom, whether they're 16,000 power or whether they're 45,000 power, and you attack them, regardless of what alliance they're in, you get double points. So if you can find any team that has either of those groups, there's no gate on alliances. So I think this could really allow for a lot more people. And since hopefully more people will be participating in the challenge, you'll probably find more teams with all Super Friends or all Legion of Doom on the boards. So I'll post in the coming days. I will post the rules. It's not going to be today, but it'll probably start Tuesday or Wednesday.
Wow, that's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah,
That's a really good one, Biff. I like that.
Well, that's my favorite cartoon, and this one after the shit burger I gave everyone on the last one. We all didn't have the heat wave, to be able to take on Black Flash teams. But anyway, so this one will be good. There should be no complaints, and I love it because it's my favorite cartoon of all time.
I hope I can participate this time. Because doing a Hellblazer solo challenge is impossible for me at this point.
And that was the first one I announced last time, Woody. I said, okay, start the blues, John Constantine. And Woody's like pumping her fist.
You started great, but it all went downhill from that on. So
I went Aries after that. Because I knew he was going to be a five-time.
No, you still went downhill.
Yes. So I hope everyone has fun. This one for me was the easiest one to score because barely anyone participated.
No one is scoring.
Right. Oh, man. Yes. This one will be a lot better. And we look forward to seeing each and every one of you participate. Get on our Discord server. It's the only way to participate. Get up there, join us, have a laugh, have a drink. I think Biff serves beers upon your entry to our server. So
I serve a lot of stuff.
He serves a lot of stuff. You've been served.
Okay. I'll take the beverage portion of the first anniversary party. But the only thing I ask about the food, and you mentioned cake, is just don't put BF in charge of food for our first anniversary event.
Subway.
Yeah, AB, I prefer you. I prefer you on that end. Maybe I can help out with some barbecue.
Right on. Yeah. Everybody gets.
I've heard he's good with spices, so the cake might actually be very good.
Yeah, his original herbs.
A special cake.
That's right. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about Siege. We don't spend a lot of time talking about Siege. I know you guys are chomping at the bit here because it's coming up. And I know, Whitty, you spoke about Blackfire at length on WROL this last week, which, congratulations, that was a fantastic episode. Your opinions notwithstanding, I'm assuming that Biff and Retmus have done their homework and listened. What do you think? What do you think about their assessment on that character?
I thought it was right on. You got two people that are passionate about the character, that dove into it and spent a lot of time, obviously, in listening to it. So, after listening to Whitty and Hate Mail on WROL, I went straight to level 80 and maxed her out. I'll be able to go L5 after Siege is up. And I'll have her there. I'll have her there for raids. So I decided to go all in. I like the fact, although we have a million awesome greens, she seems like she's going to be super tanky. And me just using her at L1 right now, she seemed to be taking some hits and then buffing. So I went. That's one of the reasons why I was disappointed and gained a lot of ground in Siege with all these problems, because I wanted to go top 150. I'll probably be right on the cusp right there. But top 210 is really what I make sure is my bare minimum every time. But congratulations to Whitty for going above and beyond that this time.
Absolutely. Holy
Definitely.
mackerel.
Great job, Whitty.
I had to.
Yeah.
She's like one of the few characters I actually wanted added to the game because, let's face it, every character that's important is already there. So if I'm not going hard for her, I'm not going on for anyone else, except Trigon maybe. Other than that, I just get my regular bunch of shards and call it a day.
They're never going to release Trigon, are they?
Probably.
After Dark Side, I feel like maybe.
It would be cool.
Really? It would be cool. It would be cool.
AB, when they put out Dark Side, you jumped out in Siege. I was like so proud of you, but then you just, I think you said,
He went back into
you got
escape.
like, you got like a week in, and you're like, I'm going back to don't give a fuck
Yeah.
mode,
Yep.
and I'll just buy a bunch of 8K packs.
That's it.
But Whitty stuck it out for the whole 3 weeks going hard. So
She did.
you know what, Siege? I think Siege should be a little shorter.
Yeah.
A week,
I agree.
A week
Yes.
shorter, and
3 weeks.
there's got to be. It's really getting boring, because it's one of the modes I really like, but at the same time, I find myself just mirroring teams. Like if I get a team with 3 bonus characters, I just mirror them, because then that's an easy 18 points. Like it's just it's you go first and you keep it and you go, and it's just for a mode that has so much potential, there's so little strategy unless you really try hard. And then all this it's so punitive to lose. I find myself at least being lazy and doing more mirroring and
You know,
things like that.
it depends on the bonus, really.
Yeah.
Because when Barda or Harley were bonus, it was harder to get the wins. You really had to think it through because they're both traps,
Yep.
turn 0 traps.
Yep.
This time around, the bonus aren't that hard. I mean, Defender of Justice as leader sometimes can screw you up because I mean the enemy DOJ always has the taunt. She has 100% taunt chance,
Yeah.
which ours don't. But other than that, I think it ran pretty smooth this siege, and I'm happy for that.
Yeah. No, I mean, DOJ, you're absolutely right about that 100% on DOJ, but luckily my Huntress is about 100% one-shotting her when she does that. So
I had just rebirthed my Huntress before they released the bonus tunes, and I'm it's time.
Yeah, she's a really underrated character.
She
I
really is.
really like her. She is my next RB5 after Arcus.
well, when you look at her with that, when someone gets low in health, she just automatically crushes them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
there's
it's
a
been really helpful.
lot of siege matches where it looked not so hot, and then all of a sudden she killed 2 people in a row off turn, and it was like, okay, I'm out of the frying pan.
My favorite is when you have Dark Side lead, and then you do someone like that does a double hit like Terra. Like she'll do like the 2 rock smash, then she'll throw a rock, and then Huntress finishes them off with her arrow.
Right.
And then they get, of course, heal immunity too, so they can't come back if they're on a rest team. It's just it's so brutal. I love it.
Yeah, Huntress is very underrated, but it's hard to fit her into the meta. You know, I think it was perfect that there's DOJ and Huntress, because that, like, Huntress is someone I would take to a DOJ fight.
Yeah.
You know, so the fact that they're both out there, if they could just find a way to not have it be so much mirroring, that would take Siege to the next level. But it's hard.
It is hard because, I mean, look, the whole point of getting a bonus tune is that they want you to use it
the
and
bonus,
gear it.
yeah.
Right.
Right. But they don't realize that in doing that, every match is just the same. It's
I mean,
the same.
if you want to have a good score and if you want to be high up in the chain, you want to use the bonus. So if everyone is using the bonus, there's not much you can do. You can choose a completely different lineup, but you're not going to be using your bonus tunes. So what's the point?
Right.
Yep. Yep.
I've taken the tack that I play it safe in Siege, where if I have a choice to go,
you can be one of those twats who uses the same team in Siege, in PvP, in the Blitz, wherever, not even using bonus tunes, but using the same team over and over and over, and then you ask, why do you do this? Oh, because I want to finish my matches easily, and PvP is boring. I mean, yeah, PvP can be boring. You're using the same team for every freaking match. How can it not be boring?
Oh, yeah. And the higher you go up the board, the more obviously you see your board being bonus tunes. When you drop lower is when you don't see as many bonus tunes, and it all makes sense. But that's where I see the higher I climb, the more I mirror, because every team has 3 bonus tunes. So if I do those 3 bonus tunes plus either a faster character or the same leader or whatever, they never get a turn. And it's an 18-point match.
Yeah, since I got into top 100, I've found easier matchups. I can confirm, because everyone's trying to use their bonus, and so you just do the same and mirror the match, and you have Black Flash. It goes well.
Yeah.
You just have to go first.
This is exactly why I don't give a fuck. I got better things to do.
If there was only like one thing I could change about the game, is I wish it was really more well balanced. Because if you look at the roster of characters we have, and we only get to use a handful, or we never get anywhere in the game, it kind of like, I don't know, bums me out a little bit sometimes, because like, boy, I'd like to use this character because he's one of my favorite characters. You bring him in, you lose the match. You replace him with one of the meta characters, of course, and then you dominate the match. And I just wish it was a little bit more well balanced, so we could use all of the characters we never get to use. Have a nightmare challenge where Blue Beetle or Penguin is in a nightmare, and you pump them up so high that they're hard to beat, and people don't know how to defeat them because they never fight them. Do something different like that.
Wonder if there could be, probably not, because this is where Rebirth came from, right? It was like, okay, we need something else. We need to be able to do something else. So they introduced Rebirth to shoot characters over. But then what generally happens? Most people are rebirthing the meta characters. I wonder if they could do something similar to a Rebirth, but only make it eligible for lower tier characters. So that if your favorite character is Shazam, and you can somehow make Shazam like 33% stronger, but you can't do it to your Arcus. I mean, I don't think that's obviously.
I don't like that.
It's not well thought through.
Yeah,
it's not well thought through. But I'm thinking
on
how do we?
I kind of know what you mean, but it's kind of like, say, like there's a power crystal, and this power crystal can only be used on a certain character or something like that, which will boost their stats up, but you can only use it one time on one character. Kind of like our legendary points or something like that. I see what you're going with it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, obviously that was just off the top of my head and not well thought out, but I'm just trying to find a way to balance it out, to allow people to play with the characters.
Characters get reworked, and you can go easily from a trash tier to an A tier, and
right.
It would fuck everything up.
Yep,
it would.
The same way.
You're right.
The same way. So
the rebirth, that's the real rub there.
Well,
if they get
I mean, most tunes get a rework. Batman CC.
It's just, well, I think what the big problem is, when they're bringing out their newer tunes, they're always trying to outdo the previous tunes they do, and they give them such extravagant powers. I mean, it's just like, well, let's not only make them buff up, let's make them put shield on themselves. Let's make them give awareness. Let's give them debuff immunity. Let's make them counterattack. I mean, some characters only have one of those abilities, but our new character has them all. Azrael.
True Sight.
Right.
You forgot True Sight, by the way.
Oh, True Sight, yes. But you guys get what I'm saying, right?
It's absolutely.
And then everybody else is left in the dust, and they're shelved. And their characters, you want to play, but if you play them, then you don't progress at all, so you don't play them.
Yeah.
Just one little pet peeve for the day.
No, look, I mean, we all face these same problems. We all have the same concerns. I mean, all of us are universal in these feelings, but, I don't think there's any money in solving some of these problems. It's just easier to steer the good ship in the right direction and leave it be. But I don't know. I think I'm done beating the devs up today. Let's think about wrapping this show up. So I want to take it around the horn, and let's see. Let's start with Retmus, buddy. Give me your final thoughts, pal.
I just wanted to thank everybody here. I appreciate the time that I get to spend with you guys. Yeah, I really do. It kind of like brightens my day at the end of the week, because, let's face it, life can definitely be stressful at points. And, when you get together with your friends, even if it's only an hour, it helps. And I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. And you know something? I know that we appreciate you too, buddy.
Well, thank you.
No, you're welcome. And once again, in typical Retmus fashion, I can't follow that. So, Biff.
Oh,
Biff, why don't you talk to the people, man?
Yeah, let me do my best Thanksgiving grace
right
here. No, at Retmus, I life can come at you pretty hard. And, we've been through a lot of things, and I think a lot of us use this game as a distraction.
Yeah.
When life comes at you real hard. So understood there. But no, just one thing I'll say is we do have one spot open on AAD. We're happy to leave it open. So it would have to really be a big player. But if you're looking for a step back from top 10, and want some easy living in the top 50, give up one of those rebirth crystals, let me know. Reach out to me, Witty, AB, Retmus, whatever. We are still looking to fill maybe one spot.
Wow. Was that a thinly veiled poke?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm laying off BF.
Yeah.
Listen, he's
Save the pokes for me.
Yeah, Witty's my bouncer now on that side. No, we have a couple. We have made the team so strong at this point that we don't need to make any moves. We can leave 2 spots open, 1 spot open, whatever.
Yeah.
But if there is the perfect fit, we're obviously we'd love to have them.
Absolutely, we would. Thank you, Biff. Witty, you get the last word as the nicest person on the show.
No, I'm just here for the poke.
Oh.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start as Retmus and say, I do appreciate everyone, each and every one of you, and being part of the crew, and being able to do this, the podcast. On a sad note, I'm gonna have to call BF a twat because he's been MIA for a while, and he just left us sitting here. So here's the poke.
There you go. Get him, Witty.
He is a ghost right now.
I will get him as soon as he takes his head out of the sand. I will.
He's hiding
Let
in
me
the
know.
slug force.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's just add a positive for BF. Let's hope that whatever water park he's at has the blue mist.
Oh, you're all wrong today, Biff. Oh my God. All right. We want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to be with us today. As always, don't forget to hammer that subscribe button with your sock pickle so that you always know when we've dropped new content. And while you're there, drop us some love with likes, stars, high fives, hashtags, whatever you got in front of you, and spread the word if you like what you hear, because we depend on your word of mouth to grow. We certainly appreciate all of you for doing so. For Witty, Retmus, and Biff, we'll see you next time, right here, for another edition of Double AD. So long, everybody.
Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice, are the most powerful podcasters ever assembled. Super Male, Biff Man, Witty Amazon, Black Flash, Retmus, AB, dedicated to fun, entertainment, and quality podcasting everywhere. This is Atlantis After Dark.